remember going into that show and we played in the tent at like Sunset or something.
And
you know,
we'd
like,
been rehearsing the whole week.
Yeah, and like, you know, Sunset Splendor, it's kind of like the iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic, 100%. I couldn't agree more.
Playing the tent was
Because
packed.
it's still not cold, like people are still having a really good time until the jackets come out. Yeah.
And it was like, we were so nervous before the show, and then we played it, and I feel like we backstage were like, fuck, all right, we've done something good here.
You're the same kind of broken as me. All the damage unseen, fractured underneath. You're the same kind of crazy as I. Got a temper like fire, hard on your sleeve. These vacant conversations make you occupy my thoughts. And these awkward situations got me feeling out of touch. So speak your love language to
On
me.
today's episode, we talked to the Perth trio, Crooked Colours. This was just before their set. They were playing at Cali Beach Club, a DJ set after For the Love Gold Coast. It was so great to be able to grab the boys for a really quick chat. Like, I've always admired them. I've seen them so many times, and they just go from strength to strength. This production that they had at the Gold Coast FTL was insane. I kind of talk about it on the podcast with the boys, but I'm a massive fan of Matt Smith. He does the lighting for Rufus Du Sol. He's worked with Fisher. He's worked with so many amazing, talented people. And Matt's work, honestly, always, like, lighting for me, if you know me, I'm all about the lights. Obviously the sound, but the lighting is what makes a production for me. And Matt Smith, there's never a dull moment. It's always insane. And this production of Crooked Colours at the For the Love Gold Coast was amazing. So if you get a chance to go to For the Love in Melbourne, highly recommend that you go see the Crooked Colours boys just before Dom Dollar, because like the production that went into For the Love this year, like I'm so stoked to be a part of this, such an amazing team of people. But on the podcast, the boys talk about touring. They talk about, you know, balancing with their personal lives. Obviously, two of them, well, one's married, one's about to be married. And they talk about some funny moments that obviously happen on the road with their manager. So I hope you like it. I love these boys so much, and I'm sure that you're going to love them just as much as I do. Thanks so much, guys. We're sitting here with Crooked Colours at Cali Beach. How fun.
Fun.
Yesterday was epic. I have to say, I'm just going to have a little shout out to my mate, but Matt Smith killed your lights.
Oh yeah, he's a wizard.
The fucking steps of the lights either side of you and Leon, like Liam and Leon, were incredible. I was filming just the lights.
Yeah, we've been trying to, because he's so busy, and because he's so good at what he does, he's really, really busy with a lot of the Rufus stuff and a few other things that he does. So we've been trying to lock him down for a run of Australian shows for ages, and we finally got him. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
And
oh my
he's done
God.
well.
It was fucking incredible. So incredible. I love him. Lighting is like the major thing for me, and when I see his work, it really makes a difference. So kudos to grabbing him.
Yeah, thank you.
That's something we've been wanting to do more, is just doing lights rather than, because we did do a lot of runs doing visuals.
Yeah.
Like basing everything around visuals, and we're like, no, let's step it back and go back to doing lights.
I think
Yeah.
lights are
And
key.
So much more dynamic.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he gets really creative with, like, he does like all the truss stuff and all the automated stuff, which is really, really cool.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So talk to me, how did you guys get into music and how did you become a trio?
How do we become a trio?
I'm going to say school.
No, after school.
Yeah.
I knew
It was Leon and Phil
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I knew Phil through like mutual friends in Mandurah, which is
Somewhere in WA.
South of Perth.
Okay.
And we kind of knew each other through mutual friends, and I already knew that Phil was kind of doing like acoustic shows and shit like that.
Yeah, I was playing a bit of music around town, and Leon had started dabbling in production stuff, and then
Doing a bit
started
of DJing and shit.
Yeah, DJing
Yeah.
house parties and things like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of just linked up and started writing some music.
Yeah.
And you had like a...
I bought a couple old like synths and stuff because I was like, oh, I don't know really where to start with music. So I was like looking at the presets, and he had like a MS-20, it's called
Yeah.
MS-20. And I was like, fuck, look at that thing. I really want to get something like that. So I found out, I was looking online trying to find out what it was, and I found out what it was, and I bought it. And I was like, I remember getting it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing.
But then, like, I got, like, so my mate was like, oh, you
Yeah.
know these guys, like, Phil and Leon?
Yeah.
They're looking for a drummer. And I was like, I'm a drummer. So, like, and then we hooked up, and then we did our first show, and it was with...
The Rubens.
The
Rubens.
Rubens.
Our first show was...
Mojo's Fremantle.
And then
Sick.
that was our first live show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sick.
And it all happened from there.
and it was terrible.
So good.
No, it wasn't.
And it was awful.
And it was
I'm
like,
sure everything went wrong.
and it was just all our mates came because everyone was frothing for
Yeah.
like us to do
Yeah.
something.
We were excited.
It's actually one of like the funnest shows. Even though like we
Yeah.
have to do big shows now, which
No.
is sick. But like the first ones are, I reckon, one of the
Absolutely.
funnest
Best.
shows.
Absolutely.
So would you say that's like the moment in time, I guess, like that boss moment that you're like, holy fuck, that's like the moment that you felt like this is happening? Or do you think there's been others?
The moment that we realised that it was something that we could actually do was we had a song called Moontown Nocturnal that got played on Triple J,
Yeah.
and we were all together the day that it got played on Triple J, and we were like, holy
Oh,
shit.
that's
we've-
sick.
Yeah, if we're getting played on the radio, then it means we're
You're
doing
big.
it right. That was
Yeah.
like that was the first moment that we thought we could actually do it.
I thought that we'd made it when we got
Yeah.
that show day. I was like,
I
oh
know,
my God,
absolutely.
we
Never have to
made
work
it.
You're
again,
like, I don't
boys.
need to go on tour. I don't need
And
to
the
do
thing is,
anything. I'm on
we
Triple
were-
J.
We were all on the phone together when it got played, and Leon, you were teary, we were teary. Like it was,
wasn't teary.
it was a big thing.
I wasn't tearing.
Phil, I
No,
wasn't
you-
teary.
I don't know
I'm
what
a
he's
man.
talking
I don't
Everyone
cry.
was teary.
That's so funny. So have you had a moment that's been like a negative, I guess? Like a moment that you've been embarrassed by or something's fucked up, nothing's gone right?
I think
The Ruben
there's
show.
been a lot of moments like that, but I think we kind of see it a lot worse than what everyone else will.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we obviously you
What
expect
about
a lot
playing?
from
What about
yourself.
playing? Like we've played a couple of shows to absolutely no one, just like to bar staff. That's
That-
embarrassing.
Yeah, but you've
That's
got to
like
do
what-
that in the
We've-
beginning.
We've done like the
That's like, what
the
are you doing?
Monday show in Liverpool
Yeah.
to no one. Like
Yeah.
you're in. It's Monday, Liverpool.
Yeah.
No one. Like it's horrible.
Yeah. So no one was there.
And no, we actually had like 13 people there.
Oh, that's big. 13, I guess.
Yeah.
Jokes.
No, it was probably more. It was like, yeah.
That was
But
like
it was
1,300 people,
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, 1,300.
people, like a Liverpool, like it's just not a great time.
No, we've had plenty of ups and downs. Obviously, the last 2 years have been pretty shitty
Yeah.
in terms of being able to tour and having to cancel stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been harder for you guys too, being obviously in WA.
Yeah, and we
getting
kind
in
of
and out.
we started this whole project really to tour. Like that's what we wanted to do as musicians. We didn't really set out to become great producers or anything like that. We just loved playing shows
Yeah.
and touring. Like we enjoy the touring lifestyle. So not being able to tour the last 2 years has definitely been
Yeah.
a massive low for us.
And has there been like, I guess, moment on tour that stands out? Like whether it's like funny, fucking amazing, terrible.
I would say like we were in Munich, and we'd never played an international.
So this is
show
some of these
before.
good memory. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to remember this.
we'd never played an international show before, and then we were in Munich, and like we went, and then we had dinner. We came back to the show, and then we played, and it was fucking packed. And we'd never played an international show before,
So
and
good.
it was fucking packed. And like, and
I don't remember this.
No, this is our first show in Germany. Like,
Really?
well, this is our first show. It's
Yeah,
our
right.
first international show. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our first.
You remember it?
Yeah, I remember that show.
And they were all just like swaying, and I was just like,
we
I
signed
can't-
someone's shoe after the show.
Yeah. We did a whole
Oh,
bunch.
so
of,
how's your memory going there, Leon?
Terrible, terrible.
we
I've got
did
the
a
worst
whole
memory.
bunch of signings,
Yeah,
but
right.
like that was like my favorite memory. Is just like
Yeah.
our very first show.
Sick.
It was insane.
Your first touring
Yeah.
show. That's
Yeah.
fun.
We there's also a couple of really big like iconic spots that's always been bucket list spots for us. Like obviously Red Rocks we want to play.
Have you played
The
that yet?
Mirage. We were booked in to play it last year, but then
Oh,
obviously got cancelled.
fuck.
But yeah, those kind of big bucket list items are always big moments. Like we did, what's the big festival in Michigan that we played?
They're asking me.
The one with the good memory.
Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo.
was a big moment
Bonnaroo
for
was
us.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything. Splendor was a really big moment for us.
Yeah.
Actually, Splendor was really big. I remember that because we'd like everyone over there. We had a nice house on the hill and
Yeah.
shit. And then I remember going into that show and we played in the tent at like sunset or something.
And
You know,
we've
like-
been
like-
rehearsing the whole week.
Yeah, and like Sunset Splendor, it's kind of like the iconic.
Yeah,
time
it's to play.
play.
iconic, 100%. I couldn't agree more.
Play in the tent with
Because
Cag.
it's still not cold yet.
Yeah.
Like people are still having a really good
Yeah,
time
yeah,
until
yeah.
the jackets come out.
And it was like we were so nervous before the show, and then we played it, and I feel like we backstage were like, "Fuck, all right, we've done something good here."
And like a
That's
funny
awesome.
moment, like give me
Yeah.
one. Like, come on, there's
Yeah.
you three boys. I can tell that you're up to mischief.
No, okay, we would not before that Splendor show. It was nerves.
Absolute
We were
nerves.
not interacting and being fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Turns
Yeah,
out,
we-
Tour somewhere
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, there's probably not a lot that I'd be comfortable
Sharing.
telling.
That's right. You can tell me off.
We have
offline.
this manager who's an absolute liability called Ben Robinson, and he's
Absolute lord.
usually the crux of every kind of sticky situation that
He's
we
a
end up
character
in.
of Ben, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's been plenty of really funny
I
stuff.
can't think of anything off the top of my head though.
Nothing like wild.
He
You would be.
has been arrested after one
Yeah.
show. Once.
No.
Who Ben was?
Yeah.
yeah, not us three.
Oh my
We're
god, I
like
loved
us-
that it was Robbo.
Yeah.
What the
Us three.
hell?
And
We've always been
and a
chill.
tour manager as well, Nikita.
Yeah, for very first night of a North American tour, we're in San Francisco, and our tour manager and our manager get arrested before anything happens.
They let off a fire extinguisher in a nightclub,
we had a
so-
great night with Dave Chappelle.
That's actually
Yeah.
fucking
Dave
great.
Chappelle was there. Madlib was there. It was everything happened.
So good. And if music, I guess, died tomorrow, which would be a fucking awful thing, but we kind of felt that for the last 2 years, what do you think you guys would be doing?
I'd be a carpenter.
A carpenter?
That's
Is
what
that
I
what
d-
your trade is?
Yeah, I had a trade before.
I feel like
Yeah.
every musician's trade is a fucking carpenter.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
there's a few.
Tom
Yeah.
Derricks?
Tom Derricks is one.
Oh,
Nick
yeah.
Cunningham is one. I
Yeah.
swear there's someone else that I know that I've interviewed maybe that's one.
Great
I'd
job,
probably
great
be a
job.
haberdasher.
What's a
No,
haberdasher?
you wouldn't. Don't lie to me. You'd be a mechanic.
I'll be a mechanic, yeah.
Would you?
I
No.
reckon, maybe.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
I did that for work experience. It was the worst week of my life.
Oh, was it? Oh, there
It
you
was
go.
horrible.
So bad.
Shout
what
out
would you
to
be then?
Lane
Farmer.
Ford in Mandurah.
Absolutely, fireman.
A fireman?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna,
no, I'm
he's
about
gonna
to
be a
be a
he's
fireman.
gonna be a fireman after we
Are
finally
you?
crack it in.
Yeah,
Oh my
No,
god, I
no,
can't
this
imagine you
is-
jumping through buildings saving people.
yeah, I will.
I'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah, I will.
I will.
I will.
And I guess like being on the road, how do you guys feel balanced? Like what do you do? Because I know like you, I mean two of you, you're married.
yeah.
You are about to be married, Phil. So it's hard obviously being away from your wives.
We used
or
to,
soon be
when we were
wife.
younger, we'd go on, we'd just tour as much as we can, obviously, to try and build the business up. But the older we've gotten, the more we've kind of prioritized our personal lives a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we'd manage it by not doing too big of a stint. So when we do go on tour, we'll only do 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and then
Yeah.
make sure that we have home time in between. The hardest part is just being away from home for too long.
Yeah.
If it's like 2 months, 3 months of touring, it ends up becoming unmanageable. So
Yeah.
yeah, we just try to break it all apart
Yeah.
and try to get everything done, and then also just try to get the important people over with us. Like if we can manage work
Yeah.
and stuff, they can come and join us, or like
Yeah, and not only that, like trying to go surfing. And
yeah.
I'm starting to bring my golf clubs on tour now, so I want to go out
Babe,
and play
I've noticed
golf.
it on all
Yeah.
your stories.
Yeah.
You're always the
Yeah.
fucking golf course.
Yeah. Well, it's a good way to kind of like, it's like for me, it's like I go there to reset. You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
can
And
go down
Leon-
the course.
I feel
and-
that's me at Pilates. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
every day at Pilates, I just switch off. Nothing happens.
Exactly. It was
in my
also-
life.
what's
The
happening?
worst thing is Leon is so fucking good
At golf.
at golf. He's
I'm not that good.
fucking good.
But
I'm not like-
so he's made us really hate golf because we never win.
Because he's good and you guys suck.
It's a competitive band, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it any
Far
other way
too-
though.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's comfortable.
So we
It's
just end
good.
up.
Yeah.
We just end up. He just versus both of us. We'd have to
Oh,
team
I
up.
have the best time though.
Literally you two versus
Yeah.
him.
yeah, no, that is it.
That's exactly what we do.
So good. And do you have a new album or anything coming out? A tour?
We do. We got
on?
songs for the album. We're getting mixed at the moment. We've had a few singles out already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hayden James track was obviously killer.
Yeah. We've been doing a little bit the last 2 years. This just hasn't been a really good time to release much music, obviously, because we haven't been able to tour, and touring is such a big part of what we do. But yeah, we have an album coming out
soon.
Soon.
We're finishing it off right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're
Okay,
really excited
cool.
to get
Yeah.
some new music out.
Yeah.
and
Is there like a
tour it.
month? Like
Well,
now?
No.
I reckon middle of the year. We're
It's up
hoping.
to
isn't
it's up to the big wigs in the office.
Yeah.
No, it's our first time with a major label in America.
Oh,
So
wow.
We signed
So
with
you've-
Atlantic for this record, so it's kind of been our first go at doing it on like the
Biggest.
global scale.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, we've learnt a lot, I would say, over the last couple of years being with them and learning how that side of the industry works.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean,
Yeah,
we're
it's completely different.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot more to deal with than just releasing albums whenever we want to,
Yeah.
you know? So we kind of got to get them to approve it first before
Yeah.
a song goes out.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. So I'm guessing then there's probably American tours happening.
Maybe.
yeah. Well, we want to get there. Well, we're going to
Absolutely.
Mexico in like 3 weeks.
With
Just for a
Rufus?
No, just like, what's the festival called? Pal Norte?
Pal Norte
Ah.
in Monterey
Yeah.
that we're playing.
Yeah, fun.
But yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
back in the
definitely
US
that
before the
then,
end of the year.
Yeah, that's fun. I was meant to be flying in a month to go to Sundream.
Where's that? I don't know what Sundream is.
It's Rufus's.
Oh,
Well, they've
yeah,
kind of
in
like put that
Tulum.
festival on,
Yeah,
in
right.
Tulum.
Tulum one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of chickened out with like flying internationally so soon.
I mean,
I've now had COVID, so I don't know why I'm chickening out. I
Yeah.
should have kept
I mean,
my fucking
is what it
flights.
is. It is what it is, isn't it?
But back then I hadn't had COVID yet, but got COVID,
Still-
Daydream Islands.
I'm still riding that no COVID train, by the way.
Yeah,
Well-
you still haven't had it. You
Yeah.
gotta get that.
Yeah, you got to get it. I was on a mission at the festival
I got it
to
right
get it. No, you don't. Don't even joke. I've already
Nah,
had
I
it, so
don't.
it's fine.
I don't.
Well, thanks so much, guys. This has been real.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah.
us.
I
Thanks for
wanted
having
to
us,
get a
mate.
little bit more dirt on tea, but I feel like you're not going to give it.
I
will.
You haven't licked us up enough.
Well, you've got to go play, so we can't look at you too much. Liam's doing that enough for everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for
And
having
I love
us.
you.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks everyone for your support in this season. Honestly, it's been such a weird start to the year, and launching a podcast has been quite daunting and very vulnerable, which I'm not used to. So I really, really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me over the last 12 episodes. I just want to say that we're going to take a quick break just while I'm obviously on tour. It's just a bit hard trying to record these episodes while also setting up events. But we will be back in season 2, bigger and better. And I can't wait to share with you what we have planned. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We will link the artist, Instagram and Spotify in our show notes. Please like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to stay up to date with your favorite artists. We'll see you next week, Side Stage.
No one can hear it like me. So speak your love language.